Yo guys, what's going on? Busy week. Busy week, busy week. As you guys saw, not a bad toy hunt. Fortunately, we didn't really find a lot of things. And the things we did find just really wasn't calling to us. But it has been a long couple of weeks. My order for the Transformers comics went through, which I am stoked for. So happy. So I will finally get both the G.I. Joe and the Transformers Marvel Comics Omnibus. All 4 books of the G.I. Joe, all the 4 books of the Transformers. Hopefully December, January. Definitely making an unboxing video just like the G.I. Joe ones. It's definitely worth it. I don't think I'm gonna get the extra Autobot specs. I do love the Autobots, especially the specs. But it's not like the original specs that you could cut out of the box. So, I mean, it's cool to have, but I'm good with only the Decepticon versions. They did say that 3 of the stretch goals that we reached were reprints of 3 of the best comics in the Transformers Marvel Universe. So that's pretty awesome. So this year, Christmas is looking pretty great for me. Transformers Omnibus. Only got the 4 books. You could pick up the 2 American books and the 2 UK books sold separately. I think they were at like 150 each. You could get the combined Omnibus with all 4 books, and you could get all 4 books plus the 2 books separately. So basically what it is, or at least what they told us, if you bought the 2 books separately, the American Marvel Transformer Omnibus, it basically would have all 88 American releases for the Transformers, the comic books, and a few extra things. The UK version will be the entire UK collection, not the American, which kind of sucks because it'll be smaller because of the UK printing laws, omnibuses can't be over a certain amount of, or books can't be over a certain amount of pages, apparently. Uh, the first UK book is Transformers number 9, which I believe is Transformers 1 through 8 is the entire, or is the American Marvel Comics. 4 was awesome. The fourth book had Spider-Man as a special guest. Can't remember what the 8th was, but the 9th UK would fit between 8 and 9 American, which is weird. But if you get the entire 4-book collection, the UK is printed into the books. I don't think it's, they say it's supposed to be changed a little so it could just run smoothly through. So I think the beginning and the end of the story in the UK comics would change just a tad. I'm not exactly sure how they did it, so I can't wait to see what the books are. But if you did get the 4-book collection, you also added in several things that aren't in the 2-book collections, which is crazy. I did get the 4-book collection, like I said, so I am happy that one of the things that we are getting is the version the G.I. Joe had was Order to Battle, which was basically 4 comic books that was the bios and introduced you to all the characters, or most of the characters. I remember Transformers also had 4 books, and they will be in the 4-book collection. Unfortunately, because of the UK laws, they couldn't put it into the UK books. So it's pretty stoked. Some of those things, like the Order to Battle, you can't even find it these days. There's literally almost no way to buy these comic books. And it was a great introduction to all these characters. Not to mention, this year's G.I. Joe Classified HasLabs should be releasing September, October, and November as well. Yay. So, pretty soon. Got a few things that I did order. Of course, I pre-ordered the G.I. Joe Classified characters. They will be coming in hopefully little by little, within the next couple of months. I think the last one is in October so far. So I should be getting them late October. Which is strange because usually they have G.I. Joe releases in December as well. But we still don't fully know what's coming in Yojo June. Not to mention the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, Cold Slither. So, I don't think I'm gonna get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I got a feeling it's gonna be close to $200. If not a little over. They're supposed to be releasing a vinyl record for Cold Slither. So far, the only song I've heard is Cold Slither. But they have two versions of it, the original and a new one made by new artists. But it's supposed to also have, I think, 11 or 12 other songs, new songs never heard before. I'm kind of hoping that they throw in or sneak in the Average Joe Band G.I. Joe song. But what is also great is I actually got to talk with one of the reps for Hasbro. Surprisingly, he was surprised that I knew about the Cold Slither album, as it's not well known, it's not out there. But I had to ask, which even surprised him, because as he said, nobody in the office even thought of this. And my question was simple. I love the fact that we're getting a Cold Slither vinyl record. I'm picking it up. I do want to pick up the Transformers vinyl. It's just music from the shows. It's not great. I wish they threw in songs from the movie, but it's still a Transformers record. But I asked, how hard is it to make a record using an IP or their IPs? He said it wasn't that difficult. They need to find the song, the original song, and remaster it. They also, for, like I said, Cold Slither, they found another band that created all these other songs. He said Transformers was easier. All they did was remaster all the music from the original. So I said, if you really want my money, how about another IP being released with an album? Of course, it was like, we have no IPs that has music. Well, not like Star Wars, they do, but they've already released albums. Like, no, you do have one, and the original cartoons had 2 songs in each cartoon, usually. And of course, I'm talking about Jem and the Holograms. Well, you could make 2 albums. One song, just Jem and the Holograms. One song, The Misfits. And he was literally shocked that nobody in the office actually thought about it. So it is a possibility that we may get a Jem and the Holograms vinyl record sometime next year or down the line, 2 years, hopefully soon. Especially with, like I said, to him, Loyal Subjects has the Jem and the Holograms IP. They're bringing out 2 Jem dolls, 1 Pizzazz doll. I already have the Walmart exclusive Jem doll. Both the dolls, Jem and Pizzazz, will have the their version of the theme songs being played on a little stand. It shouldn't be that hard. So I'm a little bit happy that there's talks. I know Mask is coming out soon from Loyal Subjects. I still need to buy a lot of things. Masters of the Universe. So far, 3 figures are out that I need to get. The new Beastman, the new Roboto, Ninjar, waiting for Cobra Khan. Lots of things. Unfortunately, with the new policies and the tariffs, things are actually slowing down a bit as far as toy collecting goes, as far as everything else goes. So we'll see how everything actually turns out. I still need to do a mailbox for some of the new Masterverse figures. Got 2 new old figures. Can't wait to show you guys. Got them in the mail. Trying to, little by little, get all these retro, old school toys to help to build my library of nostalgia. and there's still a lot of work to be done. So I'm still waiting on our Walmart here in Hawaii to get the damn McFarlane Supergirl. If you've seen my video with the last video I did with Walmart, I think they finally got Gem and the Holograms dolls in. Literally 3 and 4 months after they came out. So yeah, Hawaii is a pain in the ass. Literally. For most things. Lots of things though is slowly happening. Definitely have to slow down on the ordering until I get all of my G.I. Joes. But last week's toy hunt, or last couple of weeks' toy hunts, I did get 2 things. One had to be done. The original Superman, the movie, Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman. Zero looks cool. Lois Lane. But we had to get Gene. Especially since he just passed several months ago. I grew up with this Lex Luthor. He's not my favorite Lex Luthor, but he was the most entertaining Lex Luthor to me. Favorite Lex Luthor of all time has to be Michael Rauschenberg, the Smallville Lex Luthor. He did an excellent job. Favorite Superman? So I know everybody loves Tom Welling. To me, he was never Superman. He was always Clark Kent. And he did not do a good job playing Clark Kent to me, because in all obviousness he literally was Superman. Christopher Reeves will always be my number one. I don't know about this new character or new guy that's in the new Superman movie. The old Superboy TV show was great. But the writing wasn't. What was that? Lois and Superman? The one with Dean Cain? I like Dean Cain as Clark. Couldn't see him as Superman. He looked the part. It just, he came off as Clark Kent when he was playing Superman. The CW version, Tyler, to me, is my number two. Because, like Christopher Reeve, you could see a difference between when he was Superman and when he was Clark Kent. Literally, as soon as the glasses were put on, he wasn't even trying to be Clark Kent. It was just, he made it feel like it was Clark Kent. Because, you know, if you're playing a character as Superman was playing Clark growing up in Smallville all the way to whatever time it is, to me it's like wrestling. You're playing this character, you literally become the character, even when you're not trying. And even when he wasn't trying to be Clark Kent, when he put on the glasses, he literally made mistakes. He seemed nerdier, clumsier. And then when he took off the glasses, it was night and day Superman. And I don't think there's even Brandon Routh. There was no Superman besides Christopher Reeves that made me feel that this way, except for Tyler. And even like the live action Spider-Man and the live action Batman. You know, most people will talk about their favorites, but in the end, there was always one person that was better at playing Peter Parker for Spider-Man and one person that was better playing Spider-Man. Same with Batman. There was one person that literally stood out in your mind that was the greatest Bruce Wayne ever. There was one person that was probably the greatest Batman ever. And then there was the one guy that felt like it was two different characters that he could play. And I think that's why a lot of people like the Michael Keaton Batman. Because when he was Bruce Wayne, it felt like a whole different character than when he played Batman. For me, it's like Liv and Maddie. Dove Cameron plays both versions. They were written very differently. And at times you can simply forget that it's one single person playing these two people. That to me is a great actor, actress that can suck you in and make you forget. Same with Bray Wyatt. Loved him as Husky Harris, but when he donned the mask, there was something different. I'm sure like guys like The Undertaker, who's played that gimmick for so long that sometimes it actually comes out. in normal life. And it's not a them living the gimmick thing, it's just that, it's you've been playing this part for so long that it's become part of you. Uh, there are guys that literally play the gimmick or live the gimmick, which kind of sucks. But I think those are what makes the greatest heroes. Uh, the new Moon Knight, superb acting. You could see a difference between all of his characters. You could feel the difference. Writing was alright. The story wasn't great, but the acting was great. Anyway, besides Lex, did find one more of these Zuru Max retros. 157 pieces. The boombox. If you forget, there was the old school PC. I got the TV. There's the boombox. There's the camera, phone, and arcade machine. I'm looking for the flowers. Would love to get the phone. These things cost $8. Pretty good for the price. The only thing is, it's now hard to find. Zuru isn't a great company, but for the price, it's as good as you're gonna get to the big companies. They make several things, from the little mystery balls packages. They do water guns and Nerf guns, X-Shot. They also do Lego or Zuru Max. I've seen some of their Legos. You can literally put it in and mix and match with the Legos. They're literally the Lego pieces. And they look pretty damn decent. A lot of the third-party Legos, there's a few that I can say are great. Most of them are Chinese knockoffs. Not exactly sure. It says UK, Canada. Honestly, I would guess this is made in China. Do have to, now I gotta look up where Zuru is. There are a few Chinese knockoffs that look like Legos, which are really decent, especially for the price. It's not as expensive as the Lego series are. Uh, they do a few things look different. There is a Chinese Lego bamboo set that is way different than the American Lego bamboo set. I kind of want the Chinese one now after I put the American one together. I know there is a knockoff version of the some of the more familiar ones. It's a bit smaller though. Honestly, I hate the mini Legos. They're way too damn small. Not the build themselves. The build themselves are pretty good. It's just the pieces are too damn small for your fingers. Imagine putting a pen dot on your finger. That is pretty much probably a little bit, well, just a little bit bigger. If you can look at the pen and look at the pen hole, that is about the size of the opening to the Lego, so it's just a bit bigger than that. It literally is one of the hardest things ever. And usually the small Lego pieces don't come with instructions, or if they do, it's very hard to tell where the pieces go. A lot of these pieces though do tell you the size of the actual thing that you're going to do. Zurus don't, but they're the size of the actual Lego piece. I'm finding that out as I built the TV. It was a pretty good size. Definitely have a couple videos for the Legos that I built that I'm going to be, I guess, editing a little and then putting them out slowly. And certain unboxings slowly. Gotta build that little area up there. So even with the slowing down of things, definitely a lot of things happening. Gonna be busy, so stick around. Got a lot of games to catch up with. I honestly haven't bought too many games this year because I've been trying to get my collection done. Also started putting up the pictures. I need 3 more of those from Walmart. Gonna put a picture up here and 2 in the back. All of these pictures I actually picked up from the cons we visited. I actually have way more pictures, so I might need to pick up some books to put the pictures in. Also gotta do a few more toy hunts, visit a few more shops. Life is never boring, I guess. Anyway, guys, like I said, stay tuned. Got things coming for video gaming, got more toy hunts, more mailboxes. Gonna start doing the unboxing slowly. Two big things coming at the end of this year. It's getting real. Hopefully they most of the big things are done. I do have maybe one or two more big Lego things, and usually when I say big, I mean more than a couple $100. Definitely need to pick up some more Masterpiece characters, but hopefully that will stay below 200 for most of them. And Soul of Chogogan. But everything else should be below at least 150, depending on the characters. There is so many things I want to get. Which reminds me, just seen the other day more stuff to get. And I went online. Well, I mean, definitely need more DVDs, more anime. So that's gonna be also coming. Might get back into reviewing movies as the collection slows a little. Reviewing books, reviewing anime. But there are a couple books that I need to get. Unfortunately, they are only in Japan. But I can special order it online, so. But they are, because they're in Japan, they're pretty expensive. I did not know they existed, or at least I did not know I needed them to exist. So there are several Godzilla encyclopedias. I do need to get at least one or two. They are fully Japanese. Katakana, hiragana, kanji. But there's one in particular that has the breakdown to every Toho monster in the Godzilla series. There are several Transformers encyclopedia in Japan that I need to get. Again, only in Japanese, but they do break down several things. Some are more specifically focused on toys. The G1 toys to current toys. Some are specifically talking about the history of the Transformers, as well as the breakdown to each character in the Transformers lore. And this includes the Michael Bay Americanized movies and everything else in between. Another series of books I need to get is Super Sentai Encyclopedias, which is basically Power Rangers. Again, all in Japanese, but they break down the TV Power Rangers shows. Not only the characters, the synopsis of the shows, but also the vehicles, the weapons. It's insane. They have several that covers literally almost every shows in different ways. And I'm sure they should also have Kamen Rider encyclopedias. So I need to go through my books, sell a few that I'm not looking at, so I can bring in all of these new books. A lot of money, a lot of money. This is what happens when you're a collector of several things. And I'm not talking about several IPs, I'm talking about several things as well as different IPs. So like the toys, I have several IPs I'm collecting, DVDs, books. It all kind of flows together. But as soon as I'm able to get them, of course you guys will be first to see. I think some of these things have breakdowns on YouTube as well from other creators, if you want to check them out. That's how I found out the Super Sentai exists, so I kind of started going through. G.I. Joe, they do have several toy as well as, I guess, histories. Most of that, or almost all of it, is American. Like I said, a lot of things. Anyway, guys, not a great hunt, but a good one. I did try to find the Funko Pop for the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Peter Venkman, unfortunately, Box Lunch, I guess, either gave it back or put it in the back for storage, because it's not out anymore. I'm going to try Ala Moana store. Hopefully this week or next week. See what happens. Always looking for stuff. Sometimes new stuff pop up that kind of triggers a memory of, oh my god, I need this. So till next time, guys, take care, be safe, try to be a little respectful, show a little love and understanding in the world so we can all live and get through this. Good luck with the prices and collecting what you want to collect. I'll see you guys soon. Aloha.